it's got a Y chromosome, it's a male. Period. All this sex change stuff, and then men want to act like they women, and you still got an X chromosome. You're not. You're not, and you're not going to get me in this dimension where I have control of this. You're not going to get me to say that. I'm not on anybody's payroll. I'm not concerned about somebody being upset about me calling, quote unquote, a spade a spade. If it's got a Y chromosome, it's a dude, period and point blank. And if we've gone over the legal ramifications of what's going on, and I want to go into the remedy, because as I said, at this point, with the International Olympic Committee doing whatever they feel like is okay, it's ridiculous what they're doing. It's ridiculous. And you know it's all political. Why are we saying that? When the IBA came out with their findings, they got attacked. They got attacked to the point where, they were being called all kind of names, all kind of disrespectful things being said to them. And of course, it's being said, their character. This is the thing about these people. When there's something that they want to hide or push under the carpet, instead of addressing the issue at hand, they're just going to try to discredit the people who are saying what the facts are. They just want to discredit it. They don't ever want to talk about the real issue. The real issue is that these are males in a female league beating them up. They don't want to talk about that. They just want to talk about, y'all was involved in crime and y'all are taking money from such. It's like, what is the issue? Can we deal with the issue? Never done that. They never do that. For you to say to me, well, it's on their passport and they was raised as girls and then they look like they could be girls. But, for you to say that and not be honest about the fact that these males have an unfair advantage. Okay, so why is there these Olympic committees or committees that test these people? Why do you tell me? This is what doesn't make any sense. You're going to test these people for steroids because they might have an unfair advantage. But when they get tested for a Y chromosome in a women's sport, you tell me, oh no, that's okay. Well, we don't need to check for that. There's a problem there. There's somebody's mind is corrupt. There's a backwards thinking there to think that's okay. You can't be on steroids because then you have an unfair disadvantage. But if you got a Y chromosome, yeah, that's an unfair advantage, but that's okay. And then they want to start telling them, that's what they told Caster Semenya, told him that he had to take steroids to suppress his testosterone, and he refused to do that. And here's my thing. If it's a guy, if it's a male, it should be competing against other males. But here's the thing, because a lot of people have said, well, they should have a third category. Believe it or not, the Olympics committee, from what I'm understanding, they did come up with a trans category, and none of these people would enter it. They chose not to enter the trans category. I was like, no, we want to box and fight and compete against the women because they know they have an unfair advantage. Okay, what is the remedy? Because we just talked about this third category. All right, they have created a trans category for those who are outside of male and female. However, these transgender as well as intersexed people, they have refused to enter into that category. Now, with respect to what's going on right now, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to upset the women now. The women are responsible now, all right? Always were. And I'm going to get into some things that's a little bit deep. I won't go too deep into it or spend a whole bunch of time. But the bottom line is, it's the women's responsibility. It always was. You've got to stand up for yourself. So I've talked about this. When it comes to this whole situation, a lot of people are like, you saw that man in the rink beating up that woman, that poor woman. Listen up. And I've said this before, and I'm going to continue to say it. There are no victims. There are no victims. And when she got in the rink, you could clearly see this is a dude. All right. And the thing is, women have to stand up. If you are choosing not to stand up, what does that mean? It means don't fight. It means that, like this woman right here. Let me put this up. Boom. She said it all right there. Right? She did this. She said it all right here. X. That's what's supposed to be in the rink with me. Another X. Not a Y. But you know what she did? She turned around and apologized. She doubled over like a folding chair, as one of my other YouTubers would say. She doubled over. She backed off. She stopped standing. Listen, women, you got to stand up. Because at this point, the whole world can come to your backing. The whole world can be like, oh no, this is unfair. Because the whole world is saying, well, not the whole world, because you got a whole bunch of Shannon Sharps out there talking about, oh, he can give birth, being paid by those who are running this backwards game. Yeah, the whole world could come to your rescue. But if you choose not to stand, the problem is you. So what does that mean? Let's look at the so-called battered woman. Let's look at the so-called battered woman and what the battered woman normally does. All right, you got this woman being abused and battered by whomever, this husband that she loves and she cherishes or whatever she feels for him, because it's some kind of emotional pull it has on her. He's beating the brakes up off of her. Finally, she's upset and somebody tries to come and rescue her. Girl, come over to our house and we're going to take care of you and we're going to make sure that you're okay and you get back on your feet. All right. Where does she normally end up within a couple of days or weeks? Where does she normally end up? Yeah, she ends up back in that abusive relationship. You can't save her if she's not willing to save herself until she says no more, until she makes a stand and stands regardless of what happens. Yeah, you can't save her. So when that woman did this, the whole world was there, and I keep saying the whole world, but it's really just a lot of people, millions of people were backing her and saying, we feel your pain. But what did she do? Apologize. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just in a bad place. And if you're gonna make a stand, then stand. You cannot flip-flop on this. Nobody can save you if you're not willing to save yourself. So now you've got these women in this abusive relationship in this industry that is abusing them. Now I'm ready to go a little bit deeper based on what I know. These sports industries are run by males. And the issue is that a lot of them are very corrupt and they are all about abusing their power and authority. That's what they do. Not all males do this, but it is something that's in the nature, especially of men who have power. So some of you all might not be aware, but especially it's been brought clear in the boxing industry what happens with women. Men will deflower them, meaning sex them. Males go through it too. They talk about it in the music industry, in the movie industry, in the television industry, whereby if you are not down with certain people, if you have not gone through the rituals, then you don't get in. And this happens in boxing. It happens in basketball. It happens in gymnastics. I'm not going to call no names, but definitely in boxing. It's clear that if you don't sleep with certain people, then you don't get the fight. You don't get the fight that you need to get to take you to the next level. All of this is run by males, a lot of which who abuse their power and authority. And if you don't sleep with them, then you don't get to go to the next level then, girl. You want this? Then you better let me get that, or you won't go. So now it's at a point where, why would she buckle like that? She's in the ring getting hit by this man. Why would she buckle? Because somebody put pressure on her. Somebody told her, if you don't back down off of that, what you said, you won't fight again. Why would the OIC be so hell-bent on letting these two males? I mean, listen, we know the OIC, whoever running that organization, they're not in their right mind. Not with that opening ceremony. Whoever running that, they're not in their right mind, and they've been pushed by people or influenced by people who have an agenda. They're being influenced by people who have an agenda. It's some kind of homosexual agenda, and no, it's not even the issue with homosexual. It's the issue is why you keep pushing it on everybody. They got some kind of agenda against religion. They got some kind of agenda that is demonic. It's not even that the agenda is against religion. It's that the agenda is demonic. That's the issue. What is this woman singing with her head in her hands? Nobody has explained this. Only thing they did is just taking it off so that nobody can access the video footage again. If it was so up and up, and if y'all stood on it so much, and it was the greatest thing, why'd you take it down? Stand on it. Okay, so here's the deal. Women, it's on you. You have been deflowered. You've been chasing after that carrot they've been dangling in your face. And you do what they say do. You jump when they say jump. And if they tell you to spread your legs, you spread your legs. Okay. Well then, until you are willing to stand for yourself, because the whole world can't back you. The whole world can't come to your rescue and help you if you keep jumping in the ring with these dudes and getting your head pummeled. The problem is you. The rest of the world can't save you if you're not willing to save yourself. Close your legs. Be willing to stand. And it's amazing that you all are these strong boxers or what have you, but you're allowing yourself to be dominated. Yeah, nobody can save you. You are being battered. You are being punched around the ring. You are being abused. You are being molested. But the rest of the world cannot just save you unless you're willing to save yourself. Lastly,